Stop everything for a moment. Right now, I need you to be honest with yourself. Where are you watching this from? What time is it in your country? Yes, take a moment and think about that. Because the moment you clicked on this video, the moment you started listening, your life was about to change. You see, what I'm about to reveal is something almost no one talks about, a hidden secret that protects your name, your dignity, and your soul from being harmed by your own words. It doesn't matter if you are in New York, Cairo, Jakarta, or London. It doesn't matter if it's morning, afternoon, or night. What matters is that right now, you are here, and that means this lesson is meant for you. I need you to do something simple. Take a deep breath, pause, and open your mind. The pause I'm about to teach you is already working in your life, whether you realize it or not. And by the time you finish watching this video, you will understand how to use it to protect your reputation, your relationships, and your peace in ways you never imagined. Many people will scroll past this video and miss it. But you stayed. And because you stayed, by the end, you will see the truth about your words, your actions, and the invisible force that can protect your life if you allow it. So tell me, where are you watching this from, and what time is it in your country? Keep that in your mind as you listen carefully, because every second of this video is designed to change the way you think, act, and live, and it starts with understanding the power of the pause. The pause protects your soul and your reputation. The most important truth you need to understand is this: every word you speak carries power. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds. They can grow into blessings or into wounds. A single careless word can hurt someone deeply, even if you didn't mean to. It can ruin relationships, damage trust, and even leave scars that last for years. On the other hand, a kind word, a careful response, a moment of silence before speaking can protect you, protect others, and even elevate the way people see you. When you pause before speaking, you are giving yourself a chance to think. You are giving your mind and your heart a moment to guide your tongue instead of your anger, your pride, or your fear. That pause is not weakness, it is strength. It is your armor. It protects your reputation and keeps your name safe from harm. Imagine a storm of conflict, gossip, or anger approaching. If you rush to respond, you can get swept away. But if you pause, even for a few seconds, you stand firm. You control your words instead of letting them control you. The pause also protects your soul. Every careless word has a ripple effect. It can create tension, resentment, and regret. But the pause allows you to act wisely, to choose words that honor you and others, to respond in a way that leaves your heart calm and your conscience clear. It gives you the chance to become someone who speaks with purpose, who listens with care, and who leaves a positive impact with every conversation. Remember, life is full of moments where speaking too quickly can cause damage you cannot undo. But the pause, this simple, quiet pause, is your secret weapon. It shields your soul, preserves your dignity, and ensures that your name remains untarnished. By practicing this, you are not just protecting yourself in the moment, you are building a life where respect, trust, and peace follow you wherever you go. The pause is guidance from within. Sometimes, the pause is more than just a moment of silence, it is guidance from within. It is that small voice inside you that asks you to stop, think, and reflect before you act. Many people ignore it because it is quiet, subtle, and often comes when emotions are high. But this quiet guidance is one of the most powerful tools you have. It is your inner compass, protecting you from mistakes that could change your life. When you feel the urge to respond immediately, whether it is to defend yourself, to argue, to criticize, or even to speak in anger, take a moment to pause. In that pause, your mind can weigh the situation. Your heart can sense the consequences. Your soul can guide your words. That pause allows you to choose carefully instead of reacting impulsively. What seems urgent to say in the heat of the moment may be unnecessary. What seems small may have consequences far greater than you imagine. The pause gives you clarity, even when everything around you feels chaotic. There is a hidden wisdom in this moment. It allows you to see beyond the surface of the situation. Often, when emotions are high, we cannot see clearly. We react from hurt, pride, or fear. But when we pause, we give ourselves the chance to look deeper. We give ourselves the chance to respond with awareness instead of instinct. The pause allows our decisions to be guided by insight instead of impulse, by understanding instead of confusion, by wisdom instead of emotion. The pause also protects your peace. Many times, speaking too quickly leads to conflict, regret, or shame. But when you listen to your inner guidance and pause, you avoid unnecessary mistakes. You avoid saying things that could hurt others or damage your own reputation. You protect yourself from creating situations you will later wish you could undo. The pause allows you to act intentionally rather than reacting blindly. Remember, this inner guidance is always available. It may come as a quiet hesitation, a lingering thought, or a sudden sense of caution. It is your mind and heart working together to protect you. When you pause and listen, you are not just delaying action, you are choosing the path that is most aligned with your values, your dignity, and your long-term well-being. The people who master this pause are the ones who navigate life with wisdom. They rarely regret their words because they speak from reflection, not impulse. They rarely make decisions they wish to take back because they act with awareness. This pause, this simple act of stopping before speaking or reacting, is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. It connects you to your inner strength, your clarity, and your higher guidance. In a world where everyone rushes to speak first, those who pause stand out. Their words carry weight. Their decisions hold power. Their lives reflect wisdom. And this all begins with that quiet, powerful moment of reflection, the pause that guides you from within. The pause is strength, not weakness. Many people think that reacting immediately, raising their voice, or defending themselves quickly is a sign of strength. They believe that silence or hesitation is a sign of fear, submission, or weakness. But true strength is very different. True strength is not in how fast you respond, how loudly you speak, or how aggressively you act. True strength is in restraint, in control, and in the ability to pause. The pause itself is one of the greatest signs of power a person can have. When you pause, you are showing control over your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. You are showing that you are stronger than your anger, wiser than your pride, and steadier than your fear. The world often rewards impulsive action, but it is the person who stops, reflects, and chooses their words and actions carefully who truly stands tall. Strength is measured by patience, by the ability to resist the urge to react, and by the courage to remain calm even when provoked. Think about the people you admire, the ones who carry respect wherever they go. Notice how they rarely get caught in unnecessary arguments. Notice how their presence itself commands attention and respect. This is because they have mastered the pause. They do not rush to prove themselves. They do not speak to dominate or win. They speak when it is right, when it is necessary, and when it benefits both themselves and others. Their strength is quiet, but it is unshakable. The pause is not just about speech, it is about action too. Sometimes, life puts you in situations where reacting quickly seems natural, but acting too quickly can cause harm to your reputation, your relationships, or even your inner peace. By pausing, you give yourself time to consider the best course of action. You protect yourself from decisions you might regret, and you gain the ability to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. Strength is also about protecting yourself. When you pause, you are creating a space between what is happening and how you react. That space is where your power lies. In that space, you can decide not to be drawn into negativity, not to be provoked by insults, not to allow anger or fear to dictate your behavior. The stronger you become at pausing, the more unshakable you become in every situation. People often confuse action with strength, but real power comes from patience, awareness, and discipline. Every time you pause, you are practicing control over your emotions, your words, and your reactions. Every time you pause, you demonstrate strength that is rare in a world that rushes to react. The pause transforms ordinary people into individuals who carry respect, integrity, and authority without having to prove anything. Remember, the strongest people are not those who speak first or act fastest. They are the ones who pause, reflect, and respond from a place of awareness and calm. The pause allows you to remain in control, protects your dignity, and ensures that your actions and words are guided by wisdom, not impulse. That is true strength. That is power that no one can take from you. The pause preserves your honor. Your name is precious. Your reputation is more than just what people say about you. It is the reflection of who you truly are, how you carry yourself, and the trust people place in you. Every word you speak, every action you take, leaves a mark on how others see you. And sometimes, a single careless word or impulsive action can undo years of respect, trust, and love that you have built. That is why the pause is so powerful. It preserves your honor. When you pause before responding, you are giving yourself a moment to protect what is most valuable, your integrity. In life, there will always be moments when people challenge you, insult you, or test your patience. In those moments, it is easy to react quickly, to defend yourself in anger, or to say something you might regret later. But every time you choose to pause, you are showing that your honor matters more than proving a point. You are showing that your dignity is not something to gamble with over fleeting emotions. Think about how often words spoken in haste lead to shame, conflict, or broken trust. Sometimes we regret immediately, other times the consequences unfold slowly, leaving a trail that is hard to repair. But when you pause, even for a few seconds, you give yourself the chance to speak with thought, with clarity, and with respect. That pause allows you to consider whether what you are about to say will elevate your presence or diminish it. It allows you to ensure that your response reflects the person you truly want to be, someone who commands respect through wisdom and calmness, not through anger or haste. Preserving your honor is also about influence. People are drawn to those who speak carefully, who measure their words, who respond with thought and control. Your words become powerful when they are deliberate. Your silence at the right moment can speak louder than anything you could shout. The pause transforms ordinary responses into moments of strength and elegance. It ensures that you leave a lasting impression of dignity, even in difficult situations. The pause is also a tool for self-respect. By stopping before speaking, you remind yourself that your worth is not determined by what others say about you in a moment of chaos. You do not need to react to every criticism or insult. You do not need to justify yourself every time someone challenges you. The pause allows you to act in a way that protects your soul, your conscience, and your reputation. It is a way of saying to yourself and the world, I value myself, I value my name, I will not allow impulsive reactions to diminish my worth. Every time you choose to pause, you are creating a space for wisdom to guide you. You are ensuring that your actions and words align with the values you hold dear. You are showing that you are a person who thinks before speaking, who chooses honor over humiliation, and who understands that true respect is earned through careful, thoughtful action, not through reaction. In a world that rushes, reacts, and debates with haste, those who pause stand apart. Their words are weighed, respected, and remembered. Their presence carries authority, not because of what they shouted, but because of the strength, restraint, and dignity they show in every moment. The pause preserves your honor, protects your name, and ensures that no matter what challenges life brings, you remain unshaken, respected, and true to yourself. The pause prevents harm. Many times in life, the things we say, in a moment of anger, frustration, or fear, end up causing harm we never intended. A single word spoken too quickly can hurt someone deeply, damage a relationship, or even change the course of your own life. Yet most people fail to see the power in a simple pause. That pause is your protector. It gives you a moment to prevent harm before it even happens. Every time you feel the urge to respond immediately, whether to defend yourself, to argue, or to express anger, take a breath. In that pause, you create a space between the situation and your reaction. That space is where your power lies. It is where wisdom can step in. It is where you can choose words that build instead of destroy, words that heal instead of wound, and actions that protect instead of harm. Without that pause, your words may slip out uncontrolled, carrying consequences that could have been avoided. Think about how often people regret what they said in a heated moment. They apologize later, but the damage is often already done. Relationships may be strained, trust may be broken, reputations may be harmed. That is why the pause is so vital. It allows you to stop before harm occurs. It gives you a chance to consider not just what you want to say, but what is truly beneficial. Sometimes, silence is more powerful than any explanation, more effective than any argument. By pausing, you protect yourself and others from unnecessary pain. The pause also helps you see the bigger picture. In the heat of the moment, it is easy to get lost in emotions, anger, fear, embarrassment, or pride. These emotions cloud judgment and make small issues seem like major conflicts. But when you pause, you give yourself a moment to step back, to look at the situation clearly, and to respond with thoughtfulness. You give yourself the chance to act with care, to respond with respect, and to avoid creating wounds that could last a lifetime. Moreover, the pause protects your peace. Many of the arguments and regrets in life come not from what happened, but from how we reacted. By pausing, you prevent words or actions that would disturb your inner calm. You prevent unnecessary conflict. You prevent harm to your soul and to those around you. That pause allows you to respond in a way that aligns with who you truly want to be, a person of integrity, patience, and wisdom. Every time you choose to pause, you are creating a life filled with less conflict, more understanding, and deeper respect. You are learning to control your tongue and your actions instead of letting them control you. You are showing that you value peace more than proving a point, and that protecting others from unnecessary harm is more important than satisfying temporary emotions. In a world that rushes, reacts, and speaks before thinking, those who pause are rare, and yet they are powerful. They avoid regrets that others carry for years. They maintain relationships that others destroy in moments of haste. They preserve their own peace and dignity while protecting the well-being of those around them. The pause is not weakness, it is protection. It prevents harm before it happens, and it ensures that your words and actions always carry care, thought, and strength. The pause builds wisdom. Life moves fast. Decisions are made in seconds, emotions flare, and words are spoken without thought. In the chaos, wisdom often feels out of reach, but there is a simple, powerful tool that can build wisdom within you, even in the busiest, most challenging moments of life. That tool is the pause. The pause gives you time to think before you act. It allows your mind to process what is happening, to weigh the options, and to consider the possible consequences of every choice. Without a pause, decisions are driven by impulse, fear, anger, or pride. Words are spoken in haste and can leave wounds that never fully heal. But when you pause, even for a few seconds, you allow clarity to enter. You allow understanding to grow. You allow your higher awareness to guide your actions. Wisdom is not something that comes instantly. It grows slowly, like a tree, with patience, observation, and reflection. Every pause you take is like watering the roots of that tree. It gives your mind and your heart the chance to process, reflect, and learn from every situation. Over time, the habit of pausing before you speak or act transforms your life. Your words become measured, your decisions more thoughtful, and your actions more deliberate. People begin to notice the difference. They see that you do not rush into things. They see that your presence carries calm and understanding, and they respect that about you. The pause also protects you from mistakes. Many regrets in life come from acting too quickly or speaking too soon. A word said in anger, a decision made in frustration, a response given without reflection, These moments often lead to consequences that could have been avoided, but the pause gives you a chance to avoid those mistakes. It allows you to see beyond the immediate emotions, to step back from the situation, and to respond in a way that aligns with your values and your long-term well-being. Wisdom is also about perspective. When you pause, you give yourself the chance to consider not just your own feelings, but the feelings of others. You can ask yourself, is this the right time to speak? Will my words bring understanding or create more conflict? Will my actions benefit or harm? The pause creates space for empathy, for clarity, and for insight. It allows you to act in a way that builds trust, strengthens relationships, and leaves a positive impact wherever you go. Over time, the habit of pausing develops your character. You become someone who thinks before speaking, who acts with care, and who responds with intention. You become someone who is respected not because of loudness or force, but because of thoughtfulness, calmness, and wisdom. The pause teaches patience, reflection, and discernment, the foundations of true wisdom. Remember, wisdom is not just knowledge, it is knowing how to act, what to say, and when to speak. The pause is the bridge that connects thought to action, knowledge to understanding, and intention to the right response. Every time you pause, you are strengthening that bridge. You are giving yourself the gift of clear thinking, careful judgment, and mindful action. In a world where everyone rushes, reacts, and speaks without thinking, the one who pauses stands apart. Their words carry depth, their decisions carry thought, their life reflects understanding. The pause is more than a moment, it is the path to wisdom. It is the quiet power that turns ordinary moments into lessons, ordinary words into guidance, and ordinary decisions into life-changing choices. The pause strengthens relationships. Every relationship in life, whether with family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, is built on trust, respect, and understanding. And yet, so many relationships are damaged, strained, or even destroyed by words spoken too quickly, reactions given in haste, or decisions made without thought. That is why the pause is so powerful. The pause strengthens relationships in ways that are invisible at first, but become clear over time. When you pause before responding, you give yourself the chance to truly listen. Listening is the foundation of every strong relationship. Too often we hear others with half attention, waiting only for our turn to speak, reacting impulsively to what we think or feel. But when you pause, you create space to understand what the other person is really saying, to feel what they are experiencing, and to respond in a way that shows care and awareness. That pause communicates respect even before words are spoken. The pause also allows you to control your emotions. In every relationship, there are moments of tension, moments of disagreement, misunderstanding, or hurt. It is natural to feel anger, frustration, or disappointment in these moments. But the way you respond can either heal the relationship or deepen the wound. When you pause, you prevent words from slipping out that could hurt someone you care about. You prevent reactions that could escalate conflict unnecessarily. That small pause can save years of trust and connection. Think about the times in your life when arguments spiraled out of control. How many of those moments could have been avoided with just a few seconds of pause? A single moment to breathe, reflect, and consider your words can transform a confrontation into a conversation, a clash into understanding, and a hurt into an opportunity for connection. The pause gives you the power to choose how you respond, rather than letting the heat of the moment dictate your actions. The pause also teaches patience and empathy. By taking a moment before speaking, you consider not only your own feelings, but the feelings of others. You ask yourself, how will my words affect this person? Will this response bring understanding or create tension? Am I responding to solve the problem or to prove a point? That moment of reflection allows you to act with kindness and awareness, building trust and respect that lasts far longer than any immediate reaction ever could. Over time, the pause becomes a habit that strengthens every connection in your life. Your words become measured, thoughtful, and meaningful. People begin to notice that you are someone who does not speak recklessly, someone who values relationships over ego, someone who chooses understanding over conflict. That is how relationships are strengthened, not by how much you talk, but by how wisely you speak and how carefully you act. Even the smallest pause can have a ripple effect. One thoughtful response can calm an argument. One measured word can inspire trust. One moment of restraint can preserve a bond that might have been broken. The pause protects not only your reputation, but the people you care about. It allows you to act with integrity, to respond with clarity, and to maintain harmony in your interactions. In a world that rushes to react, argues impulsively, and speaks without thinking, those who pause become rare and yet invaluable. Their relationships thrive because they act with awareness, care, and respect. Their words heal instead of hurt. Their presence inspires trust and calm. The pause is not just a moment of silence, it is a tool that strengthens bonds, builds trust, and preserves love and connection. The pause creates peace. The world around us is full of noise, rush, and chaos. People speak quickly, act impulsively, and react without thinking. In the middle of this constant movement, our hearts can feel restless, anxious, or unsettled. But there is a simple, powerful tool that can bring calm, clarity, and peace into your life. That tool is the pause. The pause is not just a moment of silence, it is a moment of protection for your heart. Every time you stop before reacting, before speaking, or before making a decision, you create space for calmness to enter. That pause allows your mind to think clearly, your heart to feel safely, and your soul to guide you. Without it, your actions and words may carry regret, guilt, or conflict, even when your intentions are good. But with the pause, you protect yourself from unnecessary turmoil and keep your inner world peaceful. When you pause, you allow yourself to respond instead of reacting. Reactions are often driven by emotions, anger, fear, embarrassment, or frustration. And while emotions are natural, when they control your words or actions, they can create chaos in your life and in your relationships. The pause gives you the power to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. It gives you the freedom to choose your response carefully, to act in a way that aligns with your values, and to speak in a way that builds rather than destroys. The pause also allows you to see the bigger picture. In heated moments, it is easy to focus only on what is happening right now. But life is larger than a single argument, a single insult, or a single mistake. By pausing, you give yourself the chance to consider long-term effects, to reflect on the consequences of your words, and to respond in a way that preserves your peace and dignity. That pause is your bridge from chaos to clarity, from stress to serenity. Inner peace is one of the greatest treasures a person can have, yet it is often the first thing we lose when we react too quickly. The pause protects that peace. It allows you to maintain composure even when everything around you feels turbulent. It gives you the strength to remain calm while others rush to judgment, to remain centered while others lose control, and to remain kind while others speak harshly. That calmness becomes your shield, your guide, and your gift to yourself. The pause also allows your words and actions to become a source of peace for others. When you speak with thought, when you act with awareness, when you respond with intention, you influence the people around you positively. Arguments are softened, conflicts are resolved, tension melts away. Your presence becomes a stabilizing force, and your relationships flourish in harmony rather than strain. Over time, the habit of pausing transforms your entire life. You carry less regret. You avoid unnecessary conflict. You protect your soul from stress and your mind from chaos. You begin to experience life with clarity, calmness, and focus. Peace becomes your natural state, not something you have to search for. The pause creates space for gratitude, reflection, and understanding to grow. It turns ordinary moments into moments of insight and tranquility. In a world that constantly rushes, reacts, and speaks without thought, the person who pauses is rare and yet powerful. Their words carry weight, their presence brings calm, and their life becomes a sanctuary of inner peace. The pause is not just a moment of silence, it is the doorway to serenity, the shield for your heart, and the key to a life lived with balance, clarity, and dignity. Before we end, I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and let everything you've just heard sink in. The pause is more than a moment of silence. It is your shield, your power, your guide, and your protection. Every time you choose restraint over impulse, reflection over reaction, you are preserving your soul, your name, and your peace. Remember this: life will always test you. People will push you, situations will challenge you, and emotions will try to control you. But the pause is your secret weapon. It is the invisible force that keeps you unshakable, respected, and in control, even when the world feels chaotic. From this moment on, practice it. Every time you feel the urge to react, to speak too quickly, or to let your emotions take charge, pause. Let your words and actions be guided by wisdom, not impulse. Let your silence be stronger than your anger. Let your reflection be greater than your rush. And here is the truth you must never forget. The pause doesn't just protect you, it elevates you. It transforms your relationships, your decisions, your peace, and your life. People will notice. The world will notice, and most importantly, you will notice the difference in your own heart and soul. So take this with you, guard it, practice it, make it a part of who you are. Your name is precious, your peace is priceless. And the pause is the invisible force that will protect both for the rest of your life. Stay mindful, stay patient, and let the pause guide you, because a life lived with awareness is a life of honor, clarity, and peace.